how to base your Gondor mansion. Well, this can work with any building at all, but I want to show you exactly how I took the building that I made and based it. So this is what it ended up looking like, and in today's video I'll be showing exactly how I achieved this. Let's get into it. So I've reached the decision that I am going to base this, which means I'm going to put it on this board, which the reason against it is that it makes it a whole lot bigger, makes it a whole thing, and also means that however you decide to decorate this, that kind of defines what sort of landscape it can go on. Whereas, you know, if it's just, you know, a thing, just a building, you put it anywhere. But also I need to do a floor in here, and sticking just the inside floor bit in and not the rest of it can be problematic. All I need to do at the moment is decide where this bit is going to be, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw roughly whereabouts the floor is, remembering that there are stairs here. A shape like that. So this, I'm going to cut out small tiles from XPS foam and fill up this entire area with them. So that's going to be that done. I'm going to paint the whole thing one colour. I'm going to draw around the outside bit here as well, just because of the idea of maybe having some flagstones here as well. Cutting flagstones couldn't be much easier. First of all, I reached into my bag of shame. This is all of the offcuts from different projects I've had, and something like that is going to be about perfect. If you've got a hot wire cutter, this is great. I've set a gauge already, and then hopefully I just okay, I feel like that's enough. That took me a minute. Get a hot wire cutter. Right, before I do anything silly like stick anything down, I'm just going to quickly make sure that all of these are, give or take, right angles. I've taken the liberty of just trimming one of these down slightly so it fits into the doorway like that. And essentially I'm going to try and just fill up the space with these in an interesting way as possible. We're getting roughly here. Essentially I'm going to do the same thing filling up the rest of it, and I think that's about the only work I'm going to be doing. So this is what I've come up with. Obviously the stairs are going to be in that wide open area there. I've probably gone a bit over the top because none of this bit is ever going to get seen. This bit will, but you know, it's fun. And then I'll add some tiles out here as well. Now I am going to glue this. I've glued one already, but let me show you how I'm doing this. So I'm keeping them all in place. These are just sitting there, but I'm letting each tile just kind of define where the next one goes. So lifting one foot at a time, putting it down, pressing, and that's pretty much set in place. And just glue down, press, hold, done. So as it goes down, just make sure it is creating a straight line with the one next to it. So I'm going to get on with doing the rest of that. Blue tiles are glued, not yet painted. I've just decided to put the stairs in just to see what it looks like with it, and boy am I happy with that. Gonna put down and stick some outside tiles now. Floor tiles down outside, they are all glued now, and I've drawn around the whole of the outside of what the structure will be, and now I'm going to cut this off. I'm just going to film a little bit of this because people like to know what's going on. So I've got a nice fresh blade here, and I'm just going to cut in at a nice and flat angle then this will just snap on. This here is exactly what we are going for. See how it's nice and kind of tapered into what would be the board, rather than it just being a blunt edge like that. And this is what we end up with. Take our aluminium thing. This is still the same one from before, and now that these are all stuck down, it makes them so much easier to add texture on rather than. Next up, I'm going to paint this possibly black, maybe very dark grey. Very unsurprisingly, we're now going to dry brush these tiles. It's where the tiles being rolled with the aluminium foil really comes into its own. It's a very hot day today, so this glue is going to be drying far too quickly for me to do all of it and then flock it. So I'm going to do bit by bit. So what am I flocking with? So I've got some Battlefield Scatter, which I like to use quite a lot, but I've mixed this with a couple of different green flocks. So there's going to be a kind of a grassy element to it, but definitely a rocky element to it as well. Sprinkle it on. Basically, some of it is more rocky, some of it is more grassy. But you could do yours however you'd like to do it. There's nothing complicated going on here, just I'll put some glue down and then I'm putting some scatter. Okay, so when I come back, I will have glued and flocked the rest of it. You don't need to see me do this whole thing because it's going to be much the same. Here we are. A lot of this will fall off, but that is the result of having glued it and flocked it. So I'm going to leave that to dry. But damn, does that look good! And here we have the completed Gondor mansion, base and all. The next video in the series will show you exactly how to put it all together, but for now, please like the video if you've liked it, please leave any comments and subscribe to the channel so you know when the next video is out. Catch you soon.